नमस्ते, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया। Myself, Dr. Rashmi Agarwal, Faculty of Homeopathic Science, Professor and HOD of Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology. Today, our topic is amniocentesis. So, we discussed about the amniocentesis. What is amniocentesis? Amniocentesis is a medical procedure used primarily in prenatal diagnosis of chromosomal abnormalities and fetal infections as well as for sex determination. Amniocentesis. Amniocentesis, it is the fetal procedure done during pregnancy for various purposes. So it is the medical procedure and used for prenatal diagnosis of chromosomal abnormalities as well as also the infection and sex determination. Here in whole slides we will discuss what is amniocentesis, what is the purpose of amniocentesis. So it is the only definition like what is amniocentesis. Okay, then before amniocentesis discussion, we should know about what is amniotic fluid. We know about the amniotic fluid. Amniotic fluid, it is the fluid which is in the fetal life. Importance of amniotic fluid. Then what is amniotic fluid? Amniotic fluid is the fluid that surrounds and protects the baby during pregnancy. It is the like cushion. What is cushion? Function of cushion? Cushion protects or it acts as a shock absorber. Like that, in the pregnancy, it acts as a cushion for baby. Amniotic fluid, it is the fluid that surrounds and protects the baby during pregnancy. During pregnancy, it is very much important thing. The fluid contains fetal cells and various proteins. It also contains water electrolytes, carbohydrates, phospholipids, and urea. pH of amniotic fluid is 7 to 7.5 and volume is 600 to 1100 ml. Amniotic fluid is clear pale yellow fluid made by the fetus. So here we know about the amniotic fluid, that amniotic fluid is the very much important thing for fetus, for survival of fetus, and also for many things. Here this contains fetal cells because fetal cells and various proteins also it is very nutritious for fetus because it is a food. It is the food for fetus because it contains protein, carbohydrate, phospholipids. So fetal nourishes by these things. In the intrauterine life, it is very much important for fetus, for survival of the fetus. So these things are very good for fetal survival. And here it is mentioned that amniotic fluid is pH of amniotic fluid is 7 to 7.5. It means it is the basic nature. Amniotic fluid nature is basic, and also it contains the 600 to 1100 amniotic 1100 ml of amniotic fluid quantity. It is very much important for fetus that its volume, if volume increases or decreases, so many kinds of diseases occur during intrauterine life. Okay. and also the its appearance clear pale yellow, it's meaning that if any abnormality is detected in this fluid, then the color will be changed. The color will be changed, and it shows that fetus is in the trouble. Then we will go in the next slide. In this procedure, a small amount of amniotic fluid which contains fetal tissues is sampled from the amniotic sac surrounding a developing fetus. A small amount of amniotic fluid which contains fetal tissues is sampled from the amniotic sac. Then here we are discussing about what is amniocentesis. So it is the procedure. It is the procedure in which small amount of amniotic fluid is taken and detect the various conditions about the fetus in the IU life. Then any abnormality of volume may cause polyhydramnias and oligohydramnias. So any abnormalities of volume, here in previous slide I tell you about the volume, its importance, volume importance. Here two things may occur if any abnormality in the volume occurs. First thing is polyhydramnias and second thing is oligohydramnias. Polyhydramnias means excessive fluid in the uterus or surrounding around the fetus, which is amniotic fluid, and oligohydramnias is the low quantity. Polyhydramnias is the excessive quantity, or oligohydramnias is the low quantity of amniotic fluid. So both diseases are, or both not say about the diseases, it is the inadequacy, or it may cause the various types of adverse conditions in the fetus. Then what are the indications? Indications, diagnostic purpose and therapeutic purpose. Why we are discussed about the amniocentesis? So for two purposes, it is the diagnostic purpose and therapeutic purpose. First is diagnostic purpose. Diagnostic purpose in early months, 15 to 20 weeks. Antenatal diagnosis of chromosomal and genetic disorders, genetic amniocentesis. So in the early months, it is used for antenatal diagnosis of chromosomal and genetic disorders like sex-linked disorders, karyotyping, inborn errors of metabolism, neural tube defects. This type of disorders or defects are detected in the early months. If any abnormality is seen, then we will go for next step. What we like in after detecting these disorders, then we can diagnose by this procedure. So here these abnormalities may be shown in the first earlier month, then later months. First is fetal maturity. It is diagnosed for diagnostic purpose uses. So it is detected the fetal maturity, degree of fetal hemolysis in Rh sensitized mother, spectrometric. analysis of amniotic fluid. It is called. And second thing is meconium staining of liquor and evidence of fetal distress. In the latter month, the purpose of diagnosis of this amniocentesis is to detect the fetal hemolysis and meconium staining of liquor and also the fetal maturity. So these things can be diagnosed in the later months. If these abnormalities are detected, then we can take the action. Next is therapeutic purpose. Therapeutic purpose, first half, in the first half month, induction of abortion by instillation of chemicals such as hypertonic saline, urea or prostaglandins. And second is repeated decompression of the uterus in acute hydramnios. For therapeutic purpose or after diagnosis, then we can go for therapeutic purpose. For therapeutic purpose, in the first half month, induction of abortion. If any abnormality is detected, then it is used for induction of abortion by instillation of chemicals. Chemicals used like saline, urea, and prostaglandins. And second thing is repeated decompression of uterus. Means here, if any excess of fluid is detected, then fluid is decompressed or taken out from the uterus in acute hydramnios. Hydramnios is the condition in which water in the or fluid in the excess fluid in the uterus may occur. So this is called acute condition. May is the acute condition. Then second half month, first is decompression of uterus in unresponsive cases of chronic hydramnios, reducing distress or to stabilize the lie when it is not axial prior to induction. Decompression of uterus in unresponsive cases of chronic hydramnios. If any conditions which are very much chronic, then uterus is decompressed because it may cause the distress to the fetus. So here decompression method is used. And then to give intrauterine fetal transfusion in severe hemolysis is in the condition of hemolysis, then intrauterine fetal transfusion is given following RH isoimmunization. RH incompatibility, then in these cases it is given. Then amnio infusion. Infusion of warm normal saline into the amniotic cavity is done transabdominally or transcervically to increase the volume of amniotic fluid in case of oligohydramnios and to dilute meconium stained amniotic fluid. In the case of amnio infusion, means amniotic fluid or excess fluid is given in the uterus. Infusion of warm normal saline. Saline is given by puncturing method into the amniotic cavity. Okay, and these procedures are called by which method transabdominally or transcervically to increase the fluid quantity, because if fluid is less, then fetal distress may occur. So here amnio infusion is given. Oligohydramnios is the condition where the amniotic fluid is very less, so fetal distress may occur because here the various things are in the amniotic fluid and fetus can't take these things. So here from externally fluid is given or taken by the fetus. Then other names, amniotic fluid test, AFT. What is the procedure? Here we see the patient lies in the dorsal position after emptying the bladder and abdominal wall to assess this. In this procedure, patient lies in the dorsal position and then abdominal wall is properly aseptic condition is done. Then here proposed site of puncture is infiltrated with 2 ml of 1% lignocaine. Lignocaine, what is the function of lignocaine? This is the lignocaine jelly may be used. Then here it is infiltrated with 2 ml and then 20 to 22 gauge spinal needle about 4 inch in length is inserted in the amniotic cavity under real-time sonographic control with the stimulate in. Here, one needle which is about 4 inches long, then it is inserted into the amniotic cavity and under the supervision of sonographic control. Then injury to the placenta, umbilical cord and fetus is to be avoided. So here it is take attention that no injury is done in the fetus. So the stillate is withdrawn and a few drops of liquor are discarded. Here few drops are discarded and it is taken out from the needle. Then initial 1 to 2 ml of fluid is either used for AFP, amniotic fluid testing, or discarded. 1 to 2 ml of fluid used for amniotic fluid procedure or may be discarded. Rest is used for fetal karyotyping. In previous slide, we discussed about the fetal abnormalities and it is used for fetal abnormalities. So here the main object for our amniocentesis procedure is for fetal karyotyping and also for any diagnostic purposes. About 30 ml of fluid is collected in the test tube. Here you can see how it is the procedure is done by the mother's abdomen. Then precautions which are feto-maternal bleeding may occur. So here take a precaution. Then prophylactic administration of 100 mg of anti-D immunoglobulin in Rh negative non-immunized mother. These are the precautions which are taken during the diagnostic purpose. So hazards and what are the complications occur. First is infection, may the infection, hemorrhage, placenta or uterine injury and premature rupture of the membrane and premature labor may be occur. Then fetal hazard, fetal loss, because we are puncturing the amniotic membrane. So here loss of fluid also may occur, trauma may occur, feto-maternal hemorrhage may occur, oligohydramnios due to leakage of amniotic fluid, and that may lead to fetal lung hypoplasia, respiratory distress, calyx. These complications may occur if this procedure is not done carefully and may cause the fetal problems, fetal lung hypoplasia, may cause the fetal distress, and also third one is calyps, means fetal foot may occur inverted form, in the inverted fingers may occur in the inverted side. So these complications may occur, and if this procedure is done carefully, there is no harm. This is the procedure which is very much uh, important for detection of any abnormalities in the fetus, so we can uh, take action in the earlier months and take a decision for what we want or what we can, why we can go continue to the sorry, pregnancy or not. Okay, thank you.